Hi, I'm Dr. Molly with Your Goals Physical Therapy. We have made it. It is the end of the year, finally. I mean, for some of us, it probably feels like it was just a few days ago that the year started. But here we are at the end of the year, the time when most of us go and travel to either visit friends or family members that we haven't seen all year long. And traveling for me is so much fun. I enjoy seeing new things and just getting away from the normal daily stresses, the normal routine. So traveling is so much fun for me. But one thing that I've noticed, possibly as I'm getting older, although I would not fully admit to that, but hotel pillows are so uncomfortable. They look amazing. You go into a hotel room and it's all set up nice, the comforter's beautiful, the room is set up nice and clean. Absolutely amazing. And if you have kids, you really appreciate how clean it is. But you go lay down at the end of your long traveling day and you see this beautiful fluffy pillow, you're just ready to go to sleep, and then within minutes your head is in this weird contorted position and you're stuck there all night because that's just how the pillow is. So even though they gave you 4 pillows, they all compress down and they're like less than an inch thick altogether, right? It's just crazy how deflated hotel pillows get. But with that normally meant that I would have at least a day or two of neck pain and just be a little, at least annoyed. I mean, having to turn my whole body, it just gets old after a while. And it takes away some of the joy of being on vacation and enjoying your family and enjoying that time away. And so I did some research and I came up with 5 tricks that help me make it through my vacation with better sleep and more time to enjoy my family and friends and no time worrying about why my neck hurts. And so in today's video, that's what I'm going to share. I'm going to share with you my 5 tips on how to prevent neck pain while you're traveling. So let's get started. The 5 tricks to preventing neck pain while you're traveling are: 1, fix that pillow height. 2, stretch your neck. 3, pay attention to your posture. 4, carry your luggage with both shoulders or both arms, either way. And then 5, see a specialist physical therapist. I'm going to go through each one of those now, okay? So the first one, how do you fix the pillow height of this beautiful hotel pillow, right? Here's my trick. You go and get one of their towels. So they normally have extra towels, and you can always ask for more if you need them. But if you fold up a towel, then what that does is it helps build up, and that builds up the base. So even though your pillow sinks, there's still that towel won't. So you just have to play with what works for you. Now, side sleeping is normally when this really bothers people. And ideally, any pillow you use should fill the space up from this side of your face to your shoulder. So you don't want to sink all the way into the pillow, but you also don't want to be pushed out by the pillow either. And in an ideal situation, if you laid on a bed, you should be in this exact position, just on your side. You don't want to be, completely contorted. You don't want your neck stuck in an odd position. Now, perfect, that's probably not going to happen. Mildly off one direction or the other isn't going to cause anybody any problems, but it's that big sinking. So most of those towels that I've run across, you could fold in half and then fold in half again. Maybe you need to fold it again just to get it the right height for the area that you need the pillow to be on. But that gives you a good inch at least, even because sometimes they're thin towels, but that gives you that little bit of support. And if you lay on it and you sink too low, you can add another pillow, or you could add another towel depending on what it is that you need. But that right there, that was a huge game changer for me. Just increasing the height of that pillow was massive to take off the stress when I woke up in the morning. The next one, neck stretches. Most of us have, they kind of play with, like, you just go side to side, or maybe you rotate a little bit. But here are 3 stretches I'm going to give you in a second And the reason they're important is they help stretch out all the back muscles and the side muscles that are typically what are getting stressed out from just everyday stresses. But when you're traveling, it's carrying all the luggage, it's running through things, it's that extra angst that you get just because you have to make sure everything runs on time and that you've packed everything and just all these other things. You end up carrying that a lot in your neck. And so here are 3 stretches that you can do basically anywhere. You can do them sitting, you can do them standing, to help with your neck. Now, I remember them by aligning body parts. So trying to get your ear to your shoulder. You're not actually going to get it to your shoulder, but that's the direction you want to think about. You just want to let your head rest in this position. There are some people who think you need to pull, but honestly, if I'm really tense, just getting myself to relax into this position is hard enough, let alone adding a pull. But if you do need that extra, then you can gently pull. You're not trying to pull your own head off, but you could pull just a bit. But again, that first one is if you're standing up, trying to get that ear to your shoulder. Just nice and gentle. That should feel like a really good stretch along here. The next one is, if you think about it, think about the, where you are in space. You want to try to get your nose to look at your hip. So if I rotate about 45 degrees, there's a little wiggle room, and then look straight down, I should be pointing my nose where my hip would be if I'm sitting. And again, that gets you a good stretch in the back of your neck. If you wanted to, you could pull, but again, I feel like some people get a little aggressive with that, and just being in that position is often very relieving. So again, that was nose to hip. So you rotate and then drop down. The third is always the one that gets a little confusing. You're trying to get your ear to your hip. So this is where you would rotate to the opposite and then pull. And again, it's on that side, but you're trying to get this ear to look like almost like you're listening to your hip. And you would hold that. So if you rotate and then drop your ear, you're gonna try to aim that ear at your hip. So those are 3 stretches that I go to all the time if my neck is a little bit stiff. And I hope that they help you as well. So paying attention to your posture. When you travel, you're often reading on your phone, you're in weird places, you're standing for long periods of time, and we just get tired and we're not paying attention. We're paying attention to other things, we're not paying attention to our bodies. And what you'll notice is a lot of people end up very hunched forward, either maybe their luggage is a little heavy, or they've been standing for a really long time and they're just tired, or they're sitting, reading, or they're binging Netflix. All these things that we can be doing while we're in the process of traveling, but we end up being in this very hunched forward position, and that puts a lot of stress on our upper back and our neck. And so as much as possible, if you just think about standing up as straight as you can to help alleviate some of that added stress on the back of your neck and your upper back. Again, that can make a dramatic difference just by not making your neck do all this extra work. And it probably just comes natural. So it's just a matter of paying attention and trying to stand up just a bit straighter. Holding your luggage with both arms. I'm saying that kind of clunky, but really what I mean by that is you'll see people, I may or may not have been guilty of this myself because I have a stronger side, so you just throw the backpack on one arm and then you're pulling your luggage with the other one. But that whole weighting problem causes you to have to counteract that. So whether that's you're shrugging or you're leaning really far over to help counteract all of that weight, save yourself the stress. It's very obvious if you think about it that is causing your body to adapt and to make accommodations that it wouldn't normally have to do, which is added stress for your muscles and your joints. So if you throw the backpack on both shoulders and maybe alternate which arm carries the rolling suitcase, that can make a big difference because at least it's not all on one side. You're helping to share that burden. And one could get into whether or not you're overfilling these bags, but sometimes that's not necessarily within our control. We have to bring what we have to bring. And then the last, seeing a specialist PT. So what happens if these suggestions help you get 75, 25% of the way, but it's just not all the way. It's not 100%. It still bothers you. You're still losing sleep. you're still on vacation with your mind going crazy, thinking about what on earth could possibly be going wrong with my neck, because no pain should last this long. Nothing should be so consistently annoying and just there and present for this long. And while you're on vacation, you don't want to be having that the vortex of thoughts that go, okay, so pain that lasts this long, it's got to be bad. Does that mean I need to go to the doctor? Do I have to go to the ER? What do I need, a medication? Okay, well, what happens if the medication doesn't work? So then do I need to have a cortisone shot or whatever? What is that weird shot that everybody talks about? Do I need that? Would I need surgery? Okay, maybe I don't want to go to the doctor because I don't even want to find out if I have to have surgery. Or do I need to go because it's only going to get worse? What happens if I have to have surgery? How much will my life change if I have to have surgery? Will I still be able to do the things I like to do? Will I still be able to go on vacation? Will I still be able to do all these things? It's crazy how fast we have those thoughts that go from one thing to the next thing to the next. And it very rarely goes from a negative thought to a positive thought. It's like, how negative can those thoughts get, right? It's a big spiral, especially when you're uncomfortable with something that you don't understand. Completely understand. I've been there, right? It's very overwhelming if you don't understand why you're having pain, and if it really affects the things that you want to do, like sleep and be on vacation and enjoying your family. So the best way to kind of go through all the different things that could possibly be causing you to have that pain in your neck is to see a specialist physical therapist. And the reason being, there can be a lot of things, and they don't have to all be bad, but could actually be pretty benign. But something in your shoulder that may be far less annoying to you may be causing some of the neck problems. Weird things with your teeth and grinding, things that you don't think about in everyday life can be affecting what's happening at your neck. And there are so many things, it would be virtually impossible to Google the answer to what's going on with your neck and get a completely accurate, honest answer. Because you're not looking at the whole picture, you're going based on one symptom at a time. And so having somebody who can take a bigger look or a broader look back at what is actually happening at your neck at that time, asking you some very important questions and kind of putting a whole picture together so that they can find the root cause for your specific neck problem, and then create a very specialized plan for you to get you back to enjoying vacations and enjoying sleep with far less worry, far less Googling, and more time to enjoy your family and your friends. So if this is the type of service that you're interested in and you'd like to contact us to ask us about cost and availability, I'll leave the link below. And we'll talk with you about scheduling and how the process works to work with us. But not everybody listens to a blog post and is ready to sign up for a full 1 hour evaluation. Some people want to make sure that this is the right fit for them. Maybe they've tried a bunch of other things. Maybe they've tried a bunch of tips. Maybe they've tried a bunch of medical providers. And so the idea that their neck pain is going to go away doesn't even sound like it's a real thing. I schedule for those specific types of people. I leave out in my schedule things called discovery visits. And what those discovery visits are is a 20-minute session where we meet one-on-one. We get to talk, find out exactly what's going on with your neck, do a quick movement screening just to confirm that I'm the right practitioner for you before you have to make a commitment to a full evaluation, let alone any kind of plan of care. So if you're on the fence and it sounds like this is a good idea, but maybe it sounds like it's a little bit too good to be true, I completely understand that. Sign up, click the link below for a discovery visit. You'll fill out a little form and then we'll contact you about the best time to set that up for you. And that way you get to come in and kind of try it before you buy it, just to make sure before you waste your time and get your hopes up, right? Let's start with that. Let's start and make sure that we're the right fit for you. Well, I hope that this information is helpful. If you know somebody that would benefit from hearing this message, please share the video or the blog post with them. And until we speak, have a great day.